The first 2 seasons of Paradise have now introduced the public to fundamental principles already alive in the human population. The returning season of the show will guide people towards the understanding of the universe from the Paradise perspective, the role and the implications for the human population at the heart of Paradise and beyond. The hostess of the show, Sonda Davis, the mother, is not just talking about imagining paradise. She is communicating the realities of paradise as she lived the very journey all the way from paradise and beyond. Throughout all of these, Sonda Davis was continuously working with deities and divinities from heaven and earth to ensure the transition from the old system based on duality and destruction to the new system, based on reconciliation, planetary safety, and divine evolution. The first 2 seasons of Paradise Now Dialogues with the Mother aired in 2016-2017 on Vision TV. At that time, the show was the beginning of the planetary dialogue about paradise on Earth. Since then, despite the many problems that we had on Earth, people evolved towards fulfilling the fundamental principles of paradise on Earth, and the structures of paradise stabilized to bring the entire population towards a vision of peace, prosperity, help for one another, love and responsibility for the planet, nature, family, spiritual and divine evolution. In 2022, during the planetary alignment, in consensus with the cosmic and universal law, all planetary beings, all planets of the solar system declared and recognized Earth as paradise, the mother planet.
The way you think about what you do, what you feel, and what you think will contribute to the way your spirit develops. It is actually your responsibility to develop a very good spirit, very healthy spirit for yourself, because if you have a very good spirit, ideally a holy spirit, everything will be much easier for you. Your body will be in much better shape, your mind will be in perfect shape, and your soul will be very well protected. The ideal is to develop a Holy Spirit. I will explain to you how the Spirit develops. The only eternal Spirit is the Holy Spirit. Not just the Holy Spirit, but your individual Holy Spirit. Now, what does that mean? What is the Holy Spirit, or your Holy Spirit? It's a spirit that totally corresponds to the principles of God. A spirit that develops in total reverence for the principles of God in all aspects. The Holy Spirit of one individual person would be the holy form in spirit of that particular person. You'll have to keep in mind that as an adult who start to understand, there are specific things that you can do. You are in charge with your own spirit. And the better your spirit is, the better your health is, the better everything works. A spirit that is holy interacts with the mind and creates life. So not only you have to create your own spirit, but you have the chance to create your own life. Well, if you have your own life and your own spirit and it is good, your body benefits in so many ways. Your family life benefits, your professional life, the duration and the quality of your life benefits enormously. The spirit is the one that can save your life. You save your spirit saves your life. That is one of the most important things that people should know. When they get landmarks like, okay, how long, doctor? Well, 2 years. The doctor speaks from experience, from observation. When the doctor says that you have 2 more years, that means that your soul is no longer working with your body. It may not even be centered with the body. 2 more years. The body cannot live more than 2 months without the spirit. The body cannot live more than 2 years without the soul. And it's not easy. Without the soul, it's not easy. The body is half dead without the mind. So keep comfort, keep your mind. You need your mind for the body to function well. You need to develop your spirit. You need to take care of your soul. And these are relatively easy things to do. It depends on you, on what you choose to do every day, how you choose to think. You may start to understand and to figure out that there is more to the spirit than meets the eye. And you need to have the eyes of the spirit in order to see the spirit and the spirit world. And for that you have to be fully developed. For your spirit eyes to open, you have to be fully developed. Until then, you have to take it step by step and develop the aspects of your being until there is nothing missing. We're talking about goodness, about kindness, about truth. You end up with the spirit of truth, with a truthful spirit that's yours. Then you cannot tell a lie. Not only you cannot tell a lie, but you can feel if somebody else is telling you something that is not true. So, goodness, kindness, truthfulness. Let's go to generosity.
The first 2 seasons of Paradise have now introduced the public to fundamental principles already alive in the human population. The returning season of the show will guide people towards the understanding of the universe from the Paradise perspective, the role and the implications for the human population at the heart of Paradise and beyond. The hostess of the show, Sonda Davis, the mother, is not just talking about imagining paradise. She is communicating the realities of paradise as she lived the very journey all the way from paradise and beyond. All of these, Sonda Davis was continuously working with deities and divinities from heaven and earth to ensure the transition from the old system based on duality and destruction to the new system, based on reconciliation, planetary safety, and divine evolution.
Well, how many people do you know who are truly generous? Before you develop generosity to the point of having it as a virtue, you have to start with a spirit of giving. Give attention, give time, give help, give what you can to help others who are less fortunate, who have less than you. Anything that can help another. and give it with a grateful heart, like be happy that you can give, rather than go, oh, I gave. No, you feel good about that. You tell or you don't tell anybody, but allow yourself to feel the enjoyment of giving. Before you know it, you repeat enough giving and have the right feelings and the right thoughts. You don't go back and say to somebody, well, I gave you that, because then you develop a blockage to the Spirit. They say, thank you for what you gave me. You say, I'm happy that I could. I'll be happy to help you again when I can. Once you develop the spirit of giving, then the next layer is the spirit of generosity. You practice generosity more, it can get to the point of you develop your virtue of generosity. Virtues, like the saints, connect directly to the God. You have a virtue, you are connected to the God. It's the best connection that you can have. Not just to any God, to the God. Virtues and sainthood connect you to the God. Good qualities connect you to good deities that lead you well, and open the possibility for you one day to be connected to the God, who is always aware of where you are at. Developing all aspects of the Spirit, which develop in 40 days, will complete the set, will complete your profile with all the qualities that you need to have. Once you develop the qualities, you start to develop capacities. Like you develop the quality of truth, you start to develop the capacity to know what is true and what is not true, to know what to do in a situation where truth has to be part of your experience then. Once you complete the development of your spirit along a certain time, if you have no hurry, or in 40 days, if you have it as a task, then you experience a freedom and a functionality that surpasses anything that you ever felt before. Welcome back. We're talking about the spirit, and I was telling you at the beginning of the show that your spirit is your immune system. Your spirit helps working with the mind, helps to build your life. Your spirit does so much for you that you have to make the choice to build your spirit. It is your choice. Ideally, a good spirit will help. A good spirit is a spirit that never harms anybody. Not you, not anybody else. That helps you to get along with people. That helps you to achieve a lot of great goals, but also helps you to feel good and to stay in the range of good beings, in the good direction of life. The spirit had to go through something that should have never happened. People developed spirit components or even spiritual entities that should have never developed in what we call the old system. We came out of the old system, which was led by someone whose name I will not mention now. I did mention in previous shows. For 12,000 years were led, the first 2,000 years were good, but then the next 10 were difficult. We had 12,000 very difficult years on earth. And many spiritually illegal things happened. One of them was validating negative spirits. That should have never happened, and it will never happen in the future. But now people are stuck with dysfunctional, with spirits, with dysfunctional spiritual components, or spirits of themselves, or even spiritual entity, that don't help the body. Spirits that work, their own spirit developed according to what the person knew, and they developed to shut down the body, to shut down the morals, to shut down the evolution. And from the side that did not have goodness, kindness, and everything that the Holy Spirit has, that was encouraged. You'll find somebody who repeats certain pleasures, certain emotions, like drinks something and likes the feelings once, twice, a number of times. Thoughts, emotions go there with the experience. And before you know it, they develop an alcoholic spirit. A spirit of addiction, a spirit of rage, a spirit of instability. None of that should have ever been validated. Obviously, they're not validated by the Holy Spirit, but the spirit that was leading the world, that wanted to limit the development of people and the evolution of human beings, made sure that people are put through situations where the spirit components that they developed did not help them at all. On the contrary, once the spirit develops, it has a stability. Emotion comes and goes. But the spirit has a stability, and it's not easy to undo a spirit. To undo a spirit that is harmful, it takes a very powerful holy light. This is why the beings of light have to undo the spirit that is harmful. But there are rules for undoing a spirit. But people who really want to quit drinking, they go to therapy, they go to clinics, they talk about memory, experiences, feelings, what the body feels, and so on. They don't understand the importance of the spirit that was formed as they thought, felt, and stabilized an alcoholic spirit. This could happen just because everybody is drinking and having fun. Welcome back. We'll learn a little bit more about your power to have your best spirit, ideally a good spirit, ideally a Holy Spirit. I have to tell you that the practice, the religious practices, usually to protect the person, they want to separate the spirit that is with problems and to send it away. But if somebody sends away with power a spirit that's actually a piece of you with problems, then you'll have a breakage in your spirit, and it doesn't get better. You can go to prayers that would try to help you, people who try to help you to be free of an alcoholic spirit. We go back to the same. You want to get rid of an alcoholic spirit so that you can stop drinking, and you fight and you want to push away that part of you that you've developed with your feelings and with your thoughts and with your companionship as you're doing that. And you are pushing away a part of you that doesn't go far. It may be less involved, but it doesn't go far. You may actually need to call that close and to restore your spirit with your better feelings, better thoughts, better understanding, to compare it with the window. If you have a window that has been darkened with smoke, which is how the spirit looks when it's not in good shape, you don't have to break the window, you don't have to call somebody to throw the window in the street. You have to call somebody to teach you what would clean that window. Yes, prayer would clean that window, light would clean that window. You have to clean your spirit with the good spirit, with understanding, not with guilt about drinking, but with understanding. Okay, I had a hard time, I did this. And with better feelings and better thoughts, exactly the same spot. You look at where the problem is and you bring the solution where the problem is. And you'll find yourself having the power to use the help of people who are believers, who have holiness, who have a soul and a spirit willing to be on your side and to help you. And you'll be there with them, with the group, or with the Alcoholics Anonymous group, for instance, and you will all refer to a higher power. Why? Because a higher power has the light to help you to undo the negatives. But do not break your spirit the way you don't want to break the window to your house just because it's smudged. You clean it. You clean the window so that you can see clearly, so that you can have a good feeling. You clean your thoughts, you clean your feelings, and before you know it, alcoholism is not a problem anymore. Or any kind of dependency that you have that takes your freedom, a speed that you develop, takes your freedom, limits you, pushes you in the wrong direction. Well, why do they say that the gift from the Holy Spirit is self-control? Yeah, the Holy Spirit will help you to have self-control. And until you develop your own Holy Spirit, which will make you totally in control of you, until you develop that, you can relate to people in your church, in your temple, in your synagogue, whatever your belonging is, you'll find that they will all agree that being free of the torment that led you to alcoholism is the better way to go. Welcome back. I went into all of these details about spirit, mind, soul, interactions, put them the way it happens in the real life, for you to understand how real all of these are. These are realities. We can do scientific testing. If we do the real spirit work, the immune system will work better. If we do the real spirit work, your self-control and freedom from all kinds of dependencies will happen. Any negatives that have been acquired in the times when the system allowed that to happen, they can go away. You will understand that the conditions from the old system where people were not protected were creating spirit of fear, spirit of panic. And spirit would take a life of its own, would just fly away from a person, kind of fly around the city and increase the panic. Spirit of rage large enough can start a riot. It doesn't take much. An event can spark it and it can start a riot, while a spirit of calm can give people the wisdom to deal with a difficult situation in a calm way. We will learn about how we can restore the quality of the spirit in the world, in our lives, because this is about our lives, our health, our success in everything that we do. It is very, very important. But see, it's not out there. It's not having a problem. If you look at the spirit, and if you understand it, you look at something that belongs to you for long term or forever. In the long term, everything that you develop stays together. Everything that you stay together. You develop your spirit, it will stay with your soul, it will stay with your life, it will stay with your mind. You hold together much better when you develop every aspect of you. And see, every time you reach a state of goodness, of holiness, of God responsiveness, you are better, and that can be quantified, that can be visible, that can be seen in the results in your life and in your work. When you understand that the way God works is protecting you and giving you everything it takes to develop all of you so that the quality of you would open your doors to a better infinite future, then you'll understand more and more how not only it is in your hands, but also you have a responsibility to learn. And I do see people very interested to share, to learn, to study, to go to study groups, to study scriptures. It is a continuous activity. That's one visible mark of the fact that the earth is indeed forever paradise. You'll see people who all one way or another want to understand, some at a level of understanding, some at a higher level, each one where they are at. But you can take the simplest person and have the surprise that that's a brilliant star who teach you wisdom. Never look down on anybody.